late start today. It's 1:25. It took us 4 hitches to get to Yosemite the other day, so I was hoping to be back on trail earlier, but looks like it's not going to happen. Finally got a hitch out of Yosemite Valley. It's 3-something in the afternoon. Only got to hike a few miles today.
Oh my gosh, how far up past them did you guys go? And I said, oh.
Hey, what's up everybody? So today's not even really a day. By the time we got to the trail, it was like 3:30-ish. We ended up splitting up to hitch rides easier, and Bobcat and I ended up eventually hitching a ride, and the rest of them were waiting for us near the trail. So we decided, because it's so late, we're just gonna do a quick 6 miles to this really cool campsite. So we decided to push on another 2.8 miles to another tent site, and we're going to call it a night. Hey, good morning everybody. Today is day 53 and a half. Day 54 on the trail. We got to the trail late yesterday, as I said. We only did about 9 miles to the campsite, and I decided to start hiking early today. It's about 10 to 6. I'm just heading out myself. I need to try and start making up some mileage, and the trail is pretty good from what I see. I got to do Benson Pass. I think it's at about 15 miles. And apparently it's not that bad. It is at 10,000 feet, but that's the last 10,000 foot pass, I believe. So it goes up and then it goes down pretty quickly. The elevation drops pretty quickly, so I'll be back below 9,000 feet shortly after the pass. I kind of need to be done by September 1st. I mean, if I'm not, I'm not, but I try to give myself little goals, like X amount of mileage per day, you know, certain time frames to reach certain points. It's a little chilly this morning, but I ended up getting rid of a lot of gear yesterday at Yosemite that I mailed home. Ice axe, my micro spikes, my sealskin socks, my puffy, my gloves, and my fanny pack. The last thing to get rid of is the bear can. I cannot wait, and I'll be doing that when I get to Kenby Meadows North. I'm about 66 miles from there. As long as the terrain allows for it, I'm going to try to do it in 3 days. Alrighty, first creek crossing of the day. Oh, just did a nice set of switchbacks. to get the blood flowing. I'm about 7.5 miles in, so I'm just taking a 5-minute break. Gonna have a little snack and keep going. Trail's been great so far, except for the last set of switchbacks. About 5.8 miles from Benson Pass. So we'll see what that looks like when I get there. The comments on Far Out from about a week ago, and it wasn't that bad back then, so I'm imagining it's going to be better, but we'll see.
She came in for a pit stop where they were forever stuck. Kings and queens of drama making their own law. Stoned together on the boulevard with suitcases full of lies. They came from everything but still
What's up everybody? Just made it over the top of Benson Pass. Virtually no snow. There's a little small patch near the end here, but that's it. 15 miles in for the day. It's only noon, and I am going to have a lunch break and enjoy the view. About 20 miles in for the day. Just a few miles back, I fell and I tripped over something and hit my head on a rock, like right here. I just slammed into the rock. I didn't even break the fall. I just felt my head go, just slam, and it was so loud. And I just kind of sat there stunned for a few minutes, and this older guy, hiker, had come by about 5 minutes later. And he was just talking to me to make sure I was okay. I don't know if I have a concussion or not, but I mean, I didn't pass out. My head hurts like crazy. And it kind of took the steam out of me. I want to do 30 miles today. And I have like 10 more to go, and I have time to do it, but I don't know if I feel like doing it. I don't know. I'm kind of pissed off right now. Hey, what's up everybody? I'm in my tent hiding from the mosquitoes right now. Today started off being a great day. I was on par to do 30 miles. I went over Benson Pass, which was not that easy. I mean, not that hard, I'm sorry. There was no snow. It was pretty much gone. And then I was going to do another 15 miles, which would have made it 30 miles. I was feeling really good, but a few things happened. I was walking about, I don't know, maybe 3 miles after the pass. I was down in the valley and I tripped on something. It was a branch or something, and I fell straight forward and slammed my head on a rock, like just full force. Just all I heard is a loud crack when my head hit the rock. My arms didn't get a chance to break the fall. I had my trekking poles, so they flew out of my hands. I just couldn't break the fall quick enough. It happened so fast. And I was just in a daze. I sat there like, what the hell just happened? I was kind of freaked out because I don't have a Garmin, which I should maybe, and there's no cell service and there was no one around. So about 5 minutes later, this other hiker, this older guy that I saw earlier, was coming up the trail, and he was talking to me, and he's like, well, if you're not nauseous, I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, did you pass out? I said, no. He's like, I guess because he had concussion before, and he's like, well, if those things didn't happen, he goes, it's a good sign. You probably don't have a concussion, but he's like, you want me to call? He had a Garmin. He's like, I can call for help if you want. I said, I don't think I should get helicoptered out for this. Let me just see how I feel, you know. And so he's like, all right, I'm walking behind you anyway. So, you know, if you need me, just holler, and, you know, I'll be not too far behind. So then 5 minutes after that, I must have walked into like a sharp branch, because it ripped open my right knee where the old wound was that I got like last month, that finally pretty much healed itself. And then there was blood just pouring down my leg, and he's looking at me like, dude, what's going on with you? So I ended up taking my buff and wrapping it around my knee, stopped the bleeding, And then maybe a mile later, there was a creek crossing. There was a log laying across the creek and it had branches sticking out. So I went to walk across the log and I slipped. And I wasn't above the creek yet. I was just like kind of on the edge of the water. And I fell and hit the ground, and my trekking poles took off downstream. I grabbed one of them and the other one took off. So we ended up finding it. It was stuck in the stream on a rock or something. So I got that. And then as I'm walking, I noticed that I scraped the back of my other leg when I fell. So there was blood pouring out of that leg. So I just had enough. I'm like, I'm just going to stop hiking for the day. When I fell and hit my head, that took all the wind out of me. But what am I going to do? I'm like days away from civilization. So what started off intending to be a 30-mile day ended up being a 22-mile day. So not that bad. And then tomorrow I'm going to try to do 30 miles to make some time up. And then I'll have about 14 to get to Kennedy Meadows North, and I'll just do that like, late. I could do that by late morning the following day. So, yeah, I was feeling really good today. The trail is finally getting much easier. There's hardly any snow. The elevations are lower, but shit happens. Hey, good morning, everybody. I think today's day 55. I didn't sleep well last night. Not sure why. It's not the elevation because I'm below 8,000 feet. So I'm a little tired. I started the day with 44 miles to get to Kennedy Meadows North. So I'm going to attempt to do 30 today. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm definitely going to get there by tomorrow, late in the day. If I can do 30 today, I'll get there maybe late morning tomorrow. I'm going to try to do at least 25 though. So that's it for now. I'm going to hike. Well, no wonder why that was steep. I didn't realize I was going up over CV Pass, which is kind of a small pass, but it was a high series of switchbacks I had to climb for the first 2 miles or so. So there's not much views up here, but a nice beautiful lake. It looks nice, but there's just no long distance views like the other passes. Look at that beauty. Every descent so far has been like this, down these rocks and walking through streams. It's really been a slow day today. And my right ankle is killing me for some reason. I just feel like everything has been thrown at me to get me to quit this hike. I swear to God, I was doing great yesterday. And then fell and hit my head, fell in the creek, almost lost my trekking poles, scraped both legs. Now my right ankle's hurting me, and getting eaten by mosquitoes. It just seems like, I know everyone's going through their shit, but God, I try to uplift my spirits and start with a positive mindset, and it's like, no, I'm gonna make you fucking want to quit, motherfucker. That's what this trail's doing to me. Throwing everything at me possible. I lost the gasket to my water filter now. I don't know. I'm really trying to maintain a positive attitude. And again, I don't sugarcoat anything, so I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm feeling while I'm hiking. And that's how I feel right now. It's just throwing everything at me to make me miserable. I just want to enjoy the rest of this section. I'm about 9.5, almost 10 miles in. My right ankle foot is acting up. It's really bothering me. I'm thinking that I heard it when I tripped yesterday. I hit my head on the rock because it's starting to get progressively worse. So going down these steep hills with all these rocks isn't helping. I really want to do at least 22 miles today minimum. Now I'm down in this valley that I'm gonna have to get out of soon. So it was a lot of climbing. So it's been slow mileage, but I guess that's what it is. It's the Sierra. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm in my tent hiding from the thousands of mosquitoes that are attacking me. Here's the situation. Yesterday when I fell, I fell and slammed my head against a rock, which was not pleasant. And I fell a couple of times after that. Once I was trying to cross a creek on a log, and before I even got on the log, I slipped. Sorry, I'm killing mosquitoes in my tent. I slipped and fell, and my trekking poles went down the creek. I managed to get them, but I must have really messed my foot up at some point, but I didn't notice it until today, when I was well into the day. There was a lot of climbing and descending. There was 3 or 4 different points where I was steep climbing and then steep descending. So a lot of rocks on the trail. And on the last few miles of the day, I started feeling my right foot, like my ankle, below the ankle, I started feeling severe pain. And it's swollen. And when I was doing the last climb, the pain went from a 2 to about a 10 or more. And as I started to descend, I couldn't walk, not 1 foot. I couldn't walk at all. And so I kind of laid on the trail, and a little while later, some people came, some other hikers, and they had I don't have a Garmin, so they helped me out, get situated. I put some snow in a Ziploc to ice my foot up. And then eventually, the people I was hiking with, about an hour and a half later, ended up showing up. So they helped me, they split up my gear and helped me carry my gear to this ranger station that was about 2.5 miles down on the trail. So we were hoping it would be open, but it's not open. There's no ranger here. So I've got about 3.5 days worth of food. They're going on to Kennedy Meadows North, Sonora Pass, which is about 30 miles. Now, I'm not going to sit here. I'm 30 miles basically from civilization, 30 miles from Kennedy Meadows, and I can't walk currently. I took some, they gave me a bunch of ibuprofen and aspirin just to help the pain, so I took 3 or 4 of them before. I'm going to take a few more before I go to bed. So I'm basically camped here near this ranger station by myself, hoping my foot's going to get better tomorrow so I can start walking. I feel kind of helpless because it was literally impossible for me to walk. I was hobbling. We wrapped my foot in some Leukotape and some banded stuff just to give it some support. But right under here, it's really swollen bad, and it's like bruised, and I don't know how it happened. It probably happened when I fell, but the pain didn't catch up or didn't start getting inflamed until I started hiking today. I feel like this trail's throwing everything at me. My head hurts a little bit, but I don't have any symptoms of concussion. I don't really notice the pain. It's very slight, even though I slammed my head really hard. And I'm just going to sleep here tonight and see how I feel in the morning. These 2 hikers just came by, and we're at a junction here. There's a bunch of different trails, and there's a place called Hetch Hetchy, and they said it's only 18 miles down this side trail. They just came from there, and that there's rangers there, there's plenty of people. That if I get there, I can definitely get some help and get a ride off trail, because I'm going to have to stay off of it. Even if I hike tomorrow to get out of here, I'm going to have to stay off of it for at least a few days, because if it gets worse, it could become a problem. And the group I was with, they're going to hike. They're going to take probably 2 days to get to Kennedy Meadows North, and at which point they're going to call a ranger and let them know that I'm either down here or hiking. So worst case scenario, I'd have to get airlifted out, but I don't want it to come to that for a sprained ankle or foot or whatever. If that's the only choice, then that's the only choice. But I think I'll be able to walk tomorrow. I hate taking painkiller, but I'll take some more before I go to sleep and see how I feel in the morning. So that's the status right now. It kind of sucks, and I kind of feel helpless being 30 miles away from, the next junction. But if I can do this side trail, I could probably get a ride, and then eventually get a ride back to the trail. So that's the situation now. And I didn't shoot anything the second half of the day, obviously, because I was hurt. So I will get back to you all probably tomorrow. Cheers. There are so many mosquitoes outside my tent. A bunch of them snuck in probably about 20 of them, and I just killed most of them, so it's like a mosquito graveyard in here.